Alright, so I just stopped to the bank real quick, and now I'm on my way to meet a couple friends of mine and my parents for breakfast. A friend of mine that I met through college is back in town. His parents actually used to live here. I live in Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, his parents used to live here, and then they moved to California. Well, he came back to do some schooling, and that's how he and I actually met. Well, I went to go visit them back in September of last year, and now him and his girlfriend are here in town kind of for like a 2-week vacation. My parents offered to take us all out for breakfast, so we are on our way to do that real quick. We're going to a restaurant called Jimmy's Egg. My dad and I have been there a couple times, and we really like them. And I don't think my friends from California have ever been there before. So I asked them if they wanted to go there, and they said sure. I can't remember if Jimmy's Egg is like a national restaurant chain or not, or if that's just kind of something around here in the Midwest. But if you do have one in your state and you haven't ever tried them before, I highly recommend them. They're really good. They have these cinnamon roll pancakes that I always get. Oh my god, those things are amazing. Yeah, and then later today, my friends and I are going to the races. We have a dirt track here. Well, it's not really here. We have a dirt track in a city just a little bit to the east of us, where they do like sport modified, sprint racing, sport compact, stock car racing. They do stuff like that. Well, we tried going last Saturday, and it got rained out. We were there for maybe like half an hour, and it just started downpouring. And so they said that if we keep our tickets, we can use them for this week. So we're gonna go because we paid $13 for those tickets, and you know, we're not just gonna eat that cost. Yeah, that was another thing that they've never done. They've never been to a dirt track race. So with my one friend and I being really big car people, you know, we really like racing. That's actually kind of through cars is actually how we met. I used to have a 2001 Mustang GT, and he had, I think it was an 04 Mustang GT, so like same body style. And he parked next to me at school, and so I took a picture and I put it on my Instagram, and I used the quote from the movie Taken. Well, we're going through this. I used the quote from the movie Taken, where it's like, I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want. If you want money, I can promise you I don't have it. And so I made that all about cars, where I was like, I don't know what you want. If you're wanting to race, I can promise that you're going to win. And you know, I had no clue who this guy was, and one of my friends actually tagged him in the comments, and he was like, hey, that's me. So he and I have been really good friends ever since then. But so yeah, moral of the story, we're going back to the races. Yeah, we've been doing all sorts of stuff together so far. And then him and his girlfriend were actually here for the 3rd and the 4th of July. And his girlfriend has never really celebrated the 4th of July the proper American way, because in California, apparently the only things you can really have are like sparklers and fountains. And I'm pretty sure the fountains are now illegal also. So she's never lit off like decent fireworks before. So I took them to this big firework store up north a little bit. It's like this big indoor facility, and we got all sorts of stuff. We were getting like 500-gram cakes. I made another one of my Roman candle Gatling guns, where I take like a bunch of Roman candles and I tape them around this piece of PVC pipe. For New Year's Eve, I think I did around maybe 30 to 40 Roman candles. For the 4th year, I had a little over 70, and it turned out pretty good. But a little bit of a different topic. I actually had to call last night and cuss out our internet provider. I'm not going to use their actual name simply because I'm probably going to get sued if I do. But I will say that it rhymes with Pinpream. So what happened was we actually haven't had Wi-Fi for almost this entire month. And they really haven't been doing much about it, no matter how many times we call. So at first what happened was all of a sudden, like, we would try going to websites, or we'd try checking our Snapchats or something, and it just wouldn't load. So, like, you know, we'd try going to a website, or kind of like, you know, the little bar, the loading bar would appear, but it wouldn't do anything. And, you know, you try refreshing Snapchat and it wouldn't, and then it would say, you know, cannot refresh. So, like, well, what's going on? So we would try, like, resetting our router and everything, and that would work for maybe like 5 minutes, and then it would stop again. So my roommate called and they got somebody out. I think it was a problem with our router, if I recall. But so we got that fixed, and maybe like 2 days later, we were playing Xbox, you know, we were playing online, and the little error message appeared that said, you know, connection lost. And so we're like, well, what the heck? So we tried restarting our router, and that wouldn't work. We're like, well, what's going on? Well, so we noticed that there were people, because we live kind of in a construction area. Like, there's houses behind us that are still being built, and we don't have sod yet. Well, I've noticed that there were some construction machines that were going around kind of leveling out the dirt, and I was like, okay, do you think it's possible that they cut the wire? So we go outside, and sure enough, there's two ends of our internet cable sticking up out of the ground. So we're like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. So I call over one of the guys in the Bobcat, and I show him the cables, and I was like, hey, you know, you kind of took about a 3-foot chunk out of our internet cable. So he's like, well, let me call my boss. And I was like, yeah, you know, we're gonna need this fixed pretty quick, because, like, you know, my one roommate uses the internet for work, my other roommate uses the internet for school. So, you know, we're gonna need this fixed pretty quick. That was on a weekend. I think that was actually last Saturday that happened. And so, you know, we also called the internet company, and we're like, you know, hey, this happened. And I think my roommate, who is like actually on the internet bill, I think he called, you know, maybe like Monday or Tuesday. So, you know, a couple days passed, you know, nothing happened. So I think they called maybe Thursday or Friday, and, you know, reminded them, and they're like, yeah, somebody should be coming out today. So I get home, and, you know, the internet still isn't working. So I call, and I'm like, hey, you know, it's about 6 o'clock, and, you know, nobody's come out to fix it. And they're like, okay, yeah, you know, let me check. You know, they put me on hold forever. And they're like, yeah, somebody should be out Tuesday to fix it. And I was like, Tuesday? It's been a week, and you guys still haven't fixed it. Why is it going to take until Tuesday? And they're like, well, you know, you live in a pretty busy area where we're trying to do a lot of stuff, and, you know, we only have a certain number of people that can, you know, get to it, but, you know, Tuesday they'll be there. And I'm like, that's ridiculous that it's taking this long for you guys to fix it. And I'm like, you know, I work on cars for a living. I went to school to be a mechanic. I know how to fix wires. I fix them all the time. I would go out there and fix it myself. No problem. I have the equipment to do it, but there's only two things that are preventing me from doing that. One, I can't find the other end of the cable because they buried it when they were moving all the dirt. And two, I'd probably get in trouble if I tried to do it, because you guys wouldn't really appreciate me just soldering in 3 wires that aren't the ones that are intended to be, you know, used for cable. But then I was talking to them about the bill, because I was like, you know, my one roommate called them, and they basically walked all over him, and they're like, oh yeah, well, you know, we're only going to be able to refund you about $3.50. And I was like, this is the situation, and we have a really hard time paying this much money for cable that we have not had for almost the entire month. Alright, so we just finished eating. Food was very good, as always. But now, my friends and I, we are going to go to a skating rink. So I guess my friend, his grandparents live in York, and they own a skating rink. So we're gonna go there, and we're gonna hang out for a little while. So I'm gonna go drop off my bike at my parents' place, and I'm just gonna ride with my friends That'd probably be a lot easier than trying to take two separate vehicles. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching if you made it this far. Definitely plan on making some other videos in the future, so if you guys want to see those, why not hit the subscribe button. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later.